in airplane mode, I don't need no drama.
Hello, Princess Tiana time. This is actually a post-burn review because I enjoyed this one so much, y'all. You had the water lily, you had the Bayou Woods. It was a very aquatic floral. I thought it put me in the mind of rainforest gardenia. However, this one was a little more deeper because that Bayou Woods, it was a woodsy scent. So this is a good masculine. This is a good he, she. And then you had that gilded water lily, which was beautiful. Now this is going to come off a little more perfumey. However, it didn't choke you out. In the bedroom is where I enjoy it the most because I got like a solid 7.5 from it with medium on projection. So it teetered around beautifully in a regular 74-degree room temperature type setting. Now on the open concept, I could drop it down to like a good solid 7 till once the AC jumped on and it floated around, it left a nice lingering scent. However, it wasn't powerful. It wasn't overly strong. When I say powerful, overly strong, like your gardenias, your teak woods, the ones that's going to knock you out upon first light and move around the room, it wasn't that. So this puts me in the mind of like fall time, somebody that, might have sinus and allergy. This would be a beautiful something you can still, invest in and burn because like I said, it was just all around pretty. And I didn't see it being too girly. I didn't see it being too masculine. It was a pretty perfect meet in the middle. So overall, if I had to grade this candle, I would give medium on projection and a solid 7. Again, you all, when you have candles that just blow you out the water super strong, remember you have to watch your burn time on those. 2 hours, 3 hours the max, and then dip your wicks and let the scent linger. Me personally, and I've said this before, I don't have to have mine knock you out strong. I prefer my 7s that's going to float through nicely. When I use my strong candles, it'll be a reason, right? Like if I cook something or I fried something or a company coming over and a lot of people going to be in the room and all those different body temperatures, you want a scent that's still going to be there. Overall, a beautiful 7 like this, and it's an aquatic floral, you can't go wrong with. Even your non-floral lovers, you would still like this because it's not overly like plumeria, gardenia. The water lily is the perfect meet in the middle. And it's not lily of the valley either, because lily of the valley is a white lily that's going to come off very perfumey. That could sometimes come off old lady. Now, like I said, the lily of the valley that we did have that I did appreciate was Brightest in Bloom. But Brightest in Bloom was lily of the valley, jasmine, sambac, and carnation, I want to say, which is a 3-way floral. You would think would be super old lady, but that aquatic note soothed that one out, soothed Brightest in Bloom out, just like the aquatic note soothed this one out. Very age friendly for all ages, to be exact. And I say that because a lot of times when I look at Japanese cherry blossom and people that buy that stuff will say, a certain demographic, a certain age range, they like things like that. The Tiana was the more meet in the middle what everybody could love. And I will say this, I ended up with 3 Tianas and I have 2 left. Tiana Everything sold out in the store first. I'm going to say this again. Tiana Everything sold out first by black people, white people, Spanish people. My point is the DEI sold first. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Let that sink in for a minute. Pause on that. Tiana sold out first. Stores got restocks of candles. We got no Tiana. Online has candles. Online has no Tianas. Don't believe the hype what people tell y'all with DEI and these things like that, because we all should know what time it is with that by now. But the proof is in the numbers. She sold. And again, she was the perfect meet in the middle. So much so I have somebody want to buy one from me. And I'm like, nah, she was just perfect. And I'm going to see y'all on the next video. I'm going to hit y'all. Probably with Moana next. Bye.